Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1 says, "The hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord God, thou knowest. And again he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord God unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and I will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied there was a noise, and behold, a shaking of the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Then he said unto me, Prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, Son of man, and say to the wind, Thus saith the Lord God, Come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and stood up upon their feet, an exceedingly great army. And then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, Our bones are dried, our hope is lost, we are cut off for our parts. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves, and cause you to come up out of your graves, and bring you into the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am the Lord, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves. And I shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I, the Lord, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord." These verses are a powerful vision and testimony of the resurrection, but they also contain some other interesting parts. I think, for example, it's interesting that Ezekiel, the process of the resurrection is that God will ask a question, or Ezekiel will notice a problem like there's no breath in them, or God will say, Can these bones live again? And Ezekiel doesn't know the answer. And then he gets a commandment that he's supposed to prophesy something that he hasn't seen, like prophesy or command the wind to enter into them, or prophesy that the bones will live again. And it's only until after he prophesies with faith, he prophesies of something that he hasn't seen, that it then comes to pass, that the bones get flesh and get breath. And I just think that's an interesting way, an interesting example of how revelation and how our lives and miracles often work in our lives. Lots of times we're commanded by God to do something, or we see a problem, and then we have to act in faith without seeing before we see the miracle. And the miracle in this case is resurrection.